sing to you, but not tonight. Aren't you lucky? Okay, we're ready for our guest speaker, and is ready for us. So if you'd like to make her welcome, she's going to talk to us on the Breast Cancer Foundation. Is that correct? Yes. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Andy, and I'm a representative of Breast Cancer Care WA.
Excuse me, can you put the microphone up?
Sorry. I'm 46 years old. I've been married for 24 years and we have no kids by choice. I run my own graphic design and marketing business from home, and in my spare time I drag race a little green Toronto. I'm also a breast cancer survivor, so I'd like to share a story with you. Just last week, my wonderful husband gave me that wary look that husbands sometimes give when they've got a problem but they're not sure how to broach it. Babe, I think the dust bunnies are planning to kidnap the dogs. Well, what could I do but giggle and agree that he's probably right. I'm sure we're only days away from a ransom note from the dust bunnies. It's not that I'm messy or lazy or even a disorganised person. Even my work schedule's pretty quiet at the moment. But you know that old saying, when life gets in the way? Well, it does. I wasn't always like this though. Once upon a time, I was a very together, very organised and extremely career-driven person. I worked enough hours to actually justify having a cleaner come to the house and take care of my dust bunnies. But that person suddenly changed on a very otherwise ordinary night. Picture this in your imagination. It's a pretty standard day in the middle of a pretty standard week. I've just finished doing the dishes after dinner. No dishwasher in this house. Mick, my hubby, is laying on the couch with a full belly, watching the news on TV, and two Kelpie cross dogs are laying on the carpet under the dining room table, dreaming about leftovers they're not going to get. I'm just off to have a shower, I say as I walk past hubby on my way to the bathroom. But that day, March 2010, was the beginning of a very big change in our lives, the lives of everyone around us. It had nothing to do with the drag racing car we just bought, and it had nothing to do with the giant shed we were building in the backyard to put it in. In the shower that night, I noticed something very different about my boob. I'd had lumps before, they always turned out to be a cyst. And even though this one seemed different, I still really wasn't sure what I should be thinking. So I asked Mick to check it for me, making sure I wasn't imagining things. And his big calloused hands don't have the same sensitivity as my office worker hands, but he still found the lump very fast. So even though I had a seriously hectic week ahead in the lead up to the Easter long weekend, I followed hubby's advice and booked in to see my GP. And then, at his advice, I went for a mammogram. Now, if you don't know this by first-hand experience, then you've probably heard having a mammogram done is not a very pleasant experience. Albeit it's not the most undignified exam most of us women have to go through in life, although I'll spare you the details of those. While the nurses do explain the process in pretty good detail the first time you have a mammogram, no one can effectively prepare you for the sight of your breast being squished between two plates of glass, as though you've decided to take a drunken photocopy at the Christmas party. Which, by the way, I suggest you don't do, because the results can be unreliable. But speaking of unreliable results, it turns out that mammogram can have difficulty in giving a clear reading sometimes, which was the case in my case. I could feel the lump, but the machine I'd just spent half an hour doing a slow dance in mood lighting with could not. So it was time to bring out the ultrasound. Ultrasounds are great. They show you babies before they're born. But unfortunately they see other stuff too. And I knew the moment I saw the lump on the radiographer's monitor and the expression on her face, there were more tests to come. So let's jump forward a few weeks. I've got very colourful bruises from needle biopsies on my boobs, but they were still that, just boobs, something to fill the bra with. But I should preface this by saying there's never really a good way or a time to receive bad news. Even deep down in your gut, when you've already got the idea that the news isn't going to be good, you can never truly prepare yourself for that confirmation, because flitting around on the surface is Tinkerbell, spreading you with fairy dust and telling you everything's going to be okay. So I picked up my results between meetings, then left them sealed up on the kitchen table. Made an appointment to see my GP for later in the week when I had more time. Well, later that afternoon, I got a phone call from my GP. He's been my GP since I was about 16. And he's never called me before. But I still remember his words very clearly. I need to see you. I have your results. There's that fairy dust again. Sure, I got an appointment later on this week. No, I need to see you. I have an appointment for you at 3 o'clock. And bring Mick. Fairy dust disappeared. So, on a warm Wednesday afternoon, on the last day of March 2010, I sit with my hubby and my doctor, and I feel like I'm eavesdropping on a conversation in the next room. There's noise, but it's just words. I can hear the occasional word, but the rest is just white noise. And I feel confused. I stare at the doctor, and then I stare at Mick. And their mouths are moving. And Dr. Mark looks at me, but he doesn't smile reassuringly. Nor does he try and include me in the conversation. He just goes back to talking to Mick, and making phone calls and typing on his computer. So I just sit, and I stare, and I wait. There's no thoughts, and there's no feelings. There's no understanding. There's nothing. It turns out I had a 2-centimetre cancerous lump in my right breast, which had also traversed into 14 lymph nodes. During 2 attempts to remove the cancerous tumour, the doctors also discovered I had DCIS, which basically speaking is just abnormal cells that haven't yet turned into cancer. So I've now had a double mastectomy with full reconstruction, full hysterectomy, very aggressive trial chemo, lots of radiation, barrage of drugs, of which some I still have to take for the next 5 years. I've been sick beyond what I thought was possible and still lived. I've been tired beyond what I thought my body could handle, and yet I still stepped out to the sun. I've experienced pain beyond what I wanted to live through, and I've seen my body cut up and rearranged in a way I never knew existed. But because I found the lump early, and because I did something about it early, I'm here today, alive, fit, healthy, for 5 years cancer-free. Breast cancer isn't pink. It's not beautiful, bold, smiling women. It's not all about the strength and the courage of survivors. It's got nothing to do with celebrities getting mastectomies and going through reconstruction without messing up their makeup. Breast cancer is real, it's ugly, and it's painful. It makes you sick, it hurts you physically and emotionally. It screws up families, it destroys friendship. Breast cancer does kill. And I'm here to tell you that breast cancer is real. It's ugly and it's grey. And the earlier you find it, the less crap you have to go through to get rid of it. And the more chance you have to be standing up here with me, bent, but not broken. Thank you. you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Stump the audience.
Any questions?
No, I'd just like to congratulate you on your honesty.
Thank you.
And hope that everybody's taken in, particularly those of us who've got daughters, granddaughters, or a family history of cancer of any variety.
I had no family history.
Yes?
Just like to add a form of encouragement with myself and the lady across the way who I'm looking at. We're both cancer survivors as well.
Excellent.
A couple of decades, I think, or more. So
Well,
keep going.
the more that we're aware, the more survivors there'll be. Yes. Thank you.
This is a thank you, just a thought, and a bit of information on the doctors. We make a difference.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, assuming we have dessert. Presuming, yes, just said, I think we must be having dessert at some stage. If you would like to make yourself tea and coffee, are there any notices that anybody else have? Oh, good. Good, you can fill in some time. We'll take that.